Hello, everybody. Welcome to the review of round 18. We've had some pretty close competitions, some pretty high scoring competitions this week. And unfortunately, we say goodbye to a couple of people from this year's competition. However, please still do put in your teams for the rest of the season, of course. So we might as well start and let's have a look at this year's minor premiers. Alright, so we're going to start off with Sugar Daddies, who officially now finished the season on top. 2 games to go, they are 3 games clear, cannot be overtaken from top. So pretty much it's a free season, they get their money back regardless. Against Bombers Forever, who unfortunately was out of calculations as of last week. That score finished Sugar Daddies 370, down 15.6 points in their projection, to Bombers Forever 333, down 31.5 points on their projections. Let's have a quick look at it. In the forward line, Hogan was fantastic. He was up 1% and got 38 points. So he's had a pretty good consistent season all year. Jesse Hogan has. Of course, part of the premiership winning side from last year. Can he go 2 premierships in a row? So he got 38. Both half forwards weren't that great. Loophole Utility English got 81 for Bombers Forever, where Sarong was down and got 75 for Sugar Daddies. In the rucks, Jordan Sweet was pretty good. He's up 12% and got 38 as the ruck, so he had a good game. Is he going to take on Soldo's spot for the rest of the season? Interesting. Jerry was quite down, actually. He only got 23 and was down 36%. The midfielders, well, Sheezel got 47, down 14%, and Walsh down 10%. Zach Butters had a great game. Got 57 as a follower, up 22%. I think he got 36 possessions all up. And so he had a pretty good game there. And on the other side, Wangley Miller also had a great game. It was up 17% and got 55 as a follower for Wangley Miller. Halfbacks, well, Stewart did go off a little bit injured, but still played most of the game, so I don't know why there's an injury there. I think he didn't even go off. He got a blood eye, went off to get patched and went back on. No HIA check. And Wookie got 56 to halfback, who was up 17%, so Wookie had a very good game as well. And both tacklers, well, Rao was down 9%, got 44. So 9% still 44 as a tackler. That's a fantastic score with that one there. So let's have a look at the optimised lineups. It would have been 406 to Bombers Forever and 424 for Sugar Daddies. Hugo Hagen would have been the full forward for Bombers Forever. We're lucky for Sugar Daddies. And Stengel and Kelly as the half forwards. Dale would have come into utility. Draper would have been the ruckman. Walsh would have been the mid. Noble would have been the other mid. We're going to move the halfback. And over here, Saligo would have been the tackler with Sheezel and Butters swapping around there. So that's for that one there. So that's the first game. Well done, Sugar Daddies, minor premiers, finished on top. Congratulations. Alright, we're going to move on to the next game now. And unfortunately, we're saying goodbye to another team. Renegades versus Top Guns. Top Guns 368.5 were defeated by Renegades 390. Renegades 2 games ago, only 1 game out of the finals. So, and with a very high scoring points for. So, you think he could possibly get into the finals, go for his 5th or 6th premiership. But there was 390, down 27.6, up 27.6, should I say, for Renegades. Defeating Top Guns 368.5, up 9.8 points. Let's have a quick look. Papley had a fantastic game. Got 46 as a full forward, up 63% for Tom Papley. He was awesome. Where Langford was okay. Waterman was slightly down. Where Toby Green, I think Championship Data had him, or Supercoach was, whatever, 156 points. His player ranking was. In our game, as a half forward, got 57, up 52%. So has he hit form for the right time? Did play Richmond though, so let's have a look at the utilities. Noah Anderson, from what I can hear in the first crack tonight, when the Gold Coast play home, he's the third highest ranked player in the competition. So they played home, and they've only got two more home games for the season, for the rest of the year. But they do play away against Richmond and North. Sorry, West Coast maybe. Anyway, Noah Anderson got 102.5 as a utility, up 21%. And LDU was loopholed, up 11% and got 87 as a utility. Moyle got 33 in the ruck, and Jackson got 36 in the ruck. Jackson was up 61%. But I think Sean Darcy's back next week, which will help Renegades out a bit there, I think. Still, 36 points for a backup ruck's pretty good. Rory Laird was very good. He was fantastic. Got 63 as a midfielder. I think got as a tackle, got 63 points as a tackler. As a utility, would have got 111. He was up 26% with his 63. Well, Dunkley was a little bit down and got 48. McKercher was loophole with up 40%, got 43. And Merritt had probably his worst game of the year. Both halfbacks weren't that great. As a tackler, Colwell, though, up 46% and got 55 points as a tackler. He is finishing the season really strong, Colwell is. So, yeah, that was a good game there. Have a look at optimised lineups. Look at that. Optimised lineups would have had Top Guns getting the win. Massive win. 462 to 424. Waterman would have been the full forward and Papley would have been the half forward. He had him the other way around. Laird would have been the utility and Bailey Williams would have been the ruckman. With Houston and Anderson as the midfielders and the followers, and Wedden as the halfback, and Keys as the tackler. Well, over for Renegades, Green would have been the full forward, and Nick Martin would have been the half forward. LD utility, say the same. Midfielders would have been Akers, and Dunkley would have been the follower, and Blake would have been the halfback and Cole the tackler. So reversal there. Unfortunately, we don't play at the end. We don't put our team at the end of the week. Put our team at the start of the week, or throughout the weekend, should I say? And Renegades get the win. Congratulations, Renegades. Okay, so the third game we're going to we'll look at the other team that is now out of calculations for finals, who were defeated by, that's Rangers Anonymous, 9th, 315.5, were defeated by Seek and Destroy with the highest score of the round, 433.5, and with that high score, actually put them into the finals with points for. Seek and Destroy got their first win for about 4 weeks, I think it was, so a much needed victory for them. Once again, 433.5, up 45 points, defeating Rangers Anonymous, 315, down 67 points, 66.9. So full forwards, Oscar Allen got back to some good form. He got 32 as a full forward, was up 5%. Charlie Cameron may miss next week. Jeremy Cameron also as a half forward. Still kicked a few goals, but only got 30 as a half forward. He's played more of a full forward, which shows his score would have been better as a full forward. And Danaher, down 3%, but still got 42 as a half forward, which is a fantastic score. In the utility positions, both Richmond players were used. Nank got 87.5, up 10%, while Taranto did come off injured with a concussion, I think around the third quarter. I think it was, I didn't watch the game. But he got 68.5 as a utility, so he was actually having an okay game before he got subbed out, or not subbed out because they already used their subs before he went out injured. Darcy Cameron was loopholed, and at one stage was on track to break the record for rucks for hitouts, but he didn't. But it still was a ruckman. He got 67, as up 108% for Darcy Cameron. So it was a really good loophole there. While Rollo O'Brien, still as usual, gets a lot of hitouts, up 24% and got 53 points as a ruck. Flanders got 52 as a mid, was a little bit down, as was Brayshaw. So as you can tell, the Freo midfielders, besides Young, all the Freo midfielders weren't that great. Lockie Neal, though, he's on track to get his third Brownlow. I think Coley told us he's still paying 7-1, as told by Footywired expert this guy, last week. Neil is going to win the Brownlow, I reckon. He got 73, up 29%. We've got 116 as utility as well. Canuglio's done his shoulder, so he might be out for the season. Halfbacks, Lawson wasn't that great. Rowbottom had a really bad game as a tackler. But on the other side, really got 73 as a halfback, up 32%, similar to his first game of the year. And Jack Steele got 47 as a tackler, up 12%. So here, fantastic game as well. So Ridley and Steele had two good games. Have a look at optimised lineup. Don't think it'll be much better. 465.5 to 436.5. So still two great scores there. And Rangers and Imus would have got a great score as well. McDonald will be in the full forward, 52, and Danaher the half forward. Cameron and Pickett. Most Pickett doesn't get used. He's actually had a pretty good season. The utilities, well, Nank stays where he is, but Neil would have come in as utility. Rucks don't change. Oliver would have come in the mid, so he's Jekyll and Hyde season. And Hopper would have come in as well, as would McCluggage. Darcy Moore's a halfback, only on 34, so didn't have much of a halfback option. Rangers and Imus didn't. And Chero would have been the tackle with 41, whereas the other second story teams do not change. So there are three teams that are now out of calculation for the finals. So for those losers, we'll go to commercial break and we'll think of how we can make you winners.
You're going to see something that you don't ever want to see. You're going to be a disappointment to yourself. You're going to look in that mirror and you're going to go, what was I thinking? All I had to do was go to wildwestdeals.com and pull the trigger. $39.99. What's wrong with me? Why am I a loser? Why am I worth nothing? Because you didn't buy this for $39.99. You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby, because you bought it for $39.99. Is that crazy? That's the way it works around here. This deal will change your life. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and be disgusted tomorrow. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and go, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why am I this way? No. Tomorrow morning, when you see this thing for $59.99 and you bought it for $39, you look in the mirror and you go, who's the daddy? I'm the daddy. Because I got the best freaking 15-set deal in the history of the internet. Right here, right now, tonight. Woo! As my buddy Ric Flair would say, woo! Baby, that's beautiful.
Welcome back. So let's get on to our next game. It's the hot on a trot. Oh, really bad word, but I said hot and I just couldn't think of anything to rhyme with it, so I said trot. But Maltese Falcons are on a tear at the moment. They have won, I think, 5 or 6 in a row. They got the second highest score of the round, 432, defeating Gods of Olympus, who still got a fantastic score as well, 398.5. So it's 432, up 36.7. Defeating Gods of Olympus, 398.5, up 10.7. Let's have a look at the scores in this game. Mackay was great. He got 42, up 26%. So a fantastic game for Mackay, as did Warner for Maltese Falcons, up 23% and got 51 as a half forward. His teammate and opposition for this week, Goulden, as a half forward, was up 63% and got 74 as a half forward. So yeah, so fantastic score for him there too. Have a good utility. Marshall was great. He up 20% and got 105.5 for Marshall, where Dacus was a little bit down. Both rucks were fantastic. McInerney got 46, up 31% for the Big O. While on the other side, Meeky got, apparently there's a Meek move that they were talking about in the coverage. Meeky got 54, up 38%. The midfielders, let's have a look. Clark, for only 42, whereas Tom Green had a fantastic game, got 30 odd possessions, 35 possessions, 36 possessions, whatever it was, might have been 37. Anyway, he got 69 as a midfielder, up 25%, but apparently he was only 13% disposal efficiency or something, but in our game that does not matter. So you can kick it to the opposition 20 times and get a fantastic score. Anyway, Tom Green got 69% as a midfielder, so he was good. And both the followers for both teams were really good. Whitfield was up 14% and got 57 for Whitfield, so he's a pretty good season, probably All Australian halfback. Well, on the other side, the possible All Australian captain, Paddy Cripps, got 54 points, up 14%, also kicked a couple goals, and once again got over 100 as a utility. So he has been really good the last 4 or 5 weeks. Sicily was played injured and got moved to the forward line. And even if he played the whole game in the back line, it still wasn't going to make a difference in the score, I would think. And Stephen May up 45% in the wet, conditions that suit him so well. He got 76 points as a halfback, up 45%. Cripps didn't have a great game, and Yo only got 31 as a tackler, was a little bit down. So even if he loopholed Hayden Young, it still wasn't going to make a difference, really, was it? So let's have a look at tomorrow's lineups. Bloody hell, I think that's the highest optimised lineup score I have seen. 524. Massive. To 467.5. Yeah, that's pretty good. So McLean would have been the full forward with 45, and Sicily full forward for Gods of Olympus. The half forwards don't change. Cruz would have been moved into utility. The rucks don't change. Yo would have come into midfielder with Tom Green. Dacus would be the follower. And Whitfield doesn't change. Halfback would have been Farrell, 63. May doesn't change. And Briggsy, 2 weeks in a row, I think Briggsy could have been tackler now. He would have got 65 as a tackler, whereas Hayden Young would have got 40. Fantastic optimised score. It was a fantastic score around anyway, still 432. It's a great result from that one there. So from here, let's go to the game of the round. The match of the round. Difference of 0.5. I was keeping track. I made some changes, and these changes did not help me at all. Considering that Punter's Paddy did not have a tackler, a ruckman, that was pathetic by myself. But even if I do get the win, I still drop down to 6th. Have a look at it. It's Punter's Paddock, second on the ladder. We're defeated by Gators Bitches. 6th on the ladder. 349.5 to 350. Punter's Paddock were down 39.2, whereas Gators Bitches were down 11.2. So 349.5 to 350. I decided to put Mills in the tackler, and he wasn't fantastic, whereas Punter's Paddy's tackler wasn't that great either. Even they're both our halfbacks. I mean, Zorko, I was watching it, and I was getting worried, and with a minute to go, he just dribbled it off his boot into the 50 and got me my 2 points I needed for the win. But he was pretty bad still. So 34, and even Keane wasn't that great at 43. Both halfbacks, 49 and 53. Good halfbacks, followers. Both followers, 49 and 53 for Holmes, up 40%. Rosie, 53, up 28%. So both followers got pretty good scores. Both mids weren't that great. Grundy in the ruck was fantastic, 21%. Up 21% and got 42 in the ruck for Grundy. Whereas King was up 9% as a ruckman. Kicked a couple goals and got a few marks, so done the job. Bont wasn't that great as utility. Once again, butchered it in front of goal. Whereas Dawson, I think he got 5 tackles in the last quarter, and about 8 or 9 kicks in the last quarter. So I calculated, I think he was only up to about 60 at 3/4 time, but ended up having a good big last quarter. Got 104.5 for Dawson, up 22%. Both half forwards were looped holds. Degoe got 37, Danger got 39. Both were up around 28, 30%. Fridge had a good game with a full forward, 32, up 17%. Whereas Kerno was up 64% and got 63 as a full forward. Great score, but kicked 3 goals, 7. So, yeah, a couple more goals, Charlie, and you would have kept me in the spot for 5. Anyway, so look at the optimised lineup for this one. And the optimised lineup would have still seen Gators pitchers win. 416 defeated Punters Paddock 375.5. Jamie Ellett would have been the full forward, and Harry Sharp the full half forward for me, where King would have been a half forward, so that didn't change. Bont and Dawson stays utility. Grundy stays the ruck. Fritsch would have been the ruckman, probably less score than King, but would have been a better lineup for King as the half forward. Danger in the mid end. So the 2 players we loopholed as our half forwards would have been better as midfielders. Followers don't change. Harris Andrews would have been the better halfback for me, and Sinclair for Punters Paddock, and Newcomb would have been the tackler for me, and Ed Richards for Punters Paddock. So that's all 5 teams done. Let's have a quick look at the ladder and the team of the round. Round 594.5, almost, only just beat Fenix's optimised lineup. Kerno, the half of full forward, and Martin, the half forward. Lockie Neal, the utility. Cameron, the ruck. Tom Green, the mid. Follower would have been Gordon. Halfback would have been May, and Briggs as the tackler. Would have been 3 Falcons, 1 Gator, 1 Ranger, 1 Renegade, 1 Seek and Destroy, and 1 God in that lineup. Have a quick look at the ladder. As we said, Sugar Daddy's consolidated top spot. Punter Paddocks are second. With the win next week, will obviously consolidate second spot. Probably, well, you think they will, but it doesn't really make a difference. They're not going to finish. They shouldn't finish third unless they could lose both their games if Falcons win both their games. So actually, yeah, up from spots 2 to 7 are still up for grabs. Punters Paddock can still miss the finals. Or probably not with his points for, actually. So he probably won't with his points for. However, Gods of Olympus can still miss the finals, as can Maltese Falcons and Destroying Gators Bitches. Renegades can still make the finals. Last game of the season actually sees Renegades play Maltese Falcons. And next week, Renegades play Second Destroyed. So 2 big games there. Gators Bitches play Sugar Daddies next week when they play Top Guns the last round of the season. Could this be a repeat of 2 years ago where Seek and Destroy finished 5th, Gators Bitches finished 6th, and there was a difference of 3 points, or 4 points was the difference of knocking of that. Might have even been 0.5. I can't even remember. Have a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with a quick review of next week's game. welcome back to the preview of round 19. 2 weeks to go before finals. Um, 3 teams are knocked out. There are still 7 teams that can make the finals, as we just said before the commercial break. Um, Anyone can still miss out. Punters Paddock are probably safe to make the finals. Second Destroyer finishing. Sugar Daddies are finishing on top. However, Gods of Olympus, Falcons, Second Destroy, Gators Bitches, and Renegades can still miss. Can still either make or miss. 2 of those teams will miss. Obviously, the worst scoring teams out of all of those teams are Second Destroy and Gators Bitches. But the interesting thing before that is Renegades play Second Destroy and Maltese Falcons in the next 2 weeks as well. So what we'll have to do is let's have a quick look at the AFL fixture first. It all starts Friday night, where it's Essendon play Adelaide at Marvel Stadium. Then on Saturday, it's it's the Giants versus the Gold Coast. And the other game at 1:45 is St Kilda versus West Coast Eagles. At 4:35, massive game in the AFL terms. In regards to one team could probably kiss their finals chances goodbye. It's Hawthorn versus Collingwood. I'll be there. Then 7:30 Saturday night, it's Port Adelaide versus Richmond, and it's Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs. Sweet. Bont always has a good game against the Cats. On Sunday, it's Brisbane versus the Swans. Big game, that one. Fourth versus first in the ladder. So 3:20 on Sunday, it's the Dockers versus the D's. And then the twilight game next week is Carlton versus North Melbourne. So let's have a quick look at our fixture. All right, so next week's fixtures. Start off with Sugar Daddies versus Gators Bitches. So some interesting game, that one. Sugar Daddies might want to give their players a bit of a rest before the finals. The Punters Paddock versus Top Guns. Punters Paddock will be overseas, so maybe Mick should put something in there so people can't access the website from overseas. That'll be funny. Anyway, hopefully Top Guns does their team. Integrity issues. But don't do your team the last game of the season. Yeah. Anyway, the big one next week is Renegades versus Seek and Destroy. That's a big 8-pointer, that one. If Seek and Destroy win, then Renegades more than likely or won't make the finals, pretty much. Or actually, it depends. Nah, let's think about it. Maltese Falcons probably beat Bombers forever. Move to 44. Gods Olympus probably beat Rangers Anonymous. Move to 48. And then Second Destroy win against Renegades. They'll move to 44, which means they'll be stuck on 36 with one game to go. Can't make the finals, and then all have to be. And then if you go by the favourites, if I lose to Sugar, that means has to be a massive game. I'll have to win the last game by a fair bit, and Second Destroy will need to lose the last game. Round 20, Second Destroy play Bombers forever. Doesn't help my cause. Come on, Bombers. Top Guns play Gators Bitches. Sugar Daddies versus Gods. Rangers versus Punters. And Maltese Falcons versus Renegades. Another massive game for that one. So, yeah, it all starts off next Friday night. As I said, it's the Bombers versus the Crows. And obviously some big games for us. Very much for watching the Footywired Round 18 review / 19 preview. Have a fantastic week. Yeah, see you.